Hello everyone, my name's Amit Panchal and I'm here to talk to you a bit about balance in life and how to maintain balance with your work structure and in your personal life. So let's get cracking. So firstly, a bit about myself. I'm based in the UK, I'm a VMware technology lead for Dell Technologies, and I've been playing around with technology since about 1999, post sort of education. And really the focus here and the emphasis on the presentation is around productivity and balance in life. So I've been learning a lot since around 2015 on this whole journey and how to make myself a better person, but also how to balance some of life's challenges with work and everyday challenges you have at work. So you can find my contact details on here, Twitter, LinkedIn, etc. But let's get going. So this is what everyone strives to achieve in life. It's a journey, right? So if you remember as a kid, you'd learn to ride a bike, you'd kind of have some balancing mechanism within that bike, and you wouldn't get going on two wheels straight away. So life is pretty much like that as well. So as you go through your teens, you get to adulthood, you're always trying to find areas in which you can develop as an individual, in work and in life. So this is more of a framework and a guidance, and there's not a prescriptive way because every single person is different, but the idea is to give you some ideas to how you can improve yourself and get to the balanced state that you want to achieve in life. So picture the scene, you know, you've had some disappointment at work or you've had some disappointment in your personal life. You can often bring up various emotions, right? No doubt every single person has experienced one or two of these emotions over their life, whether it's personal or at work. But how do you tackle that? How do you react to that? How do you change with that? Every single person's different. So, you know, the classic one here is burnout, right? And it's a theme that we've heard in the industry for quite a long time now, tech industry especially, because you're constantly faced with challenges coming from all directions and you're having to make reactions to prioritize different tasks. So it's really key that you develop ideas and frameworks around how to tackle some of these ideas and prevent some of these things happening. Often you'll find yourself in this kind of area. You'll have various things in your head around how do I make a change for the better, whether it's personal or work. How do I build that framework? And lastly, how do you redefine yourself? That's kind of a big one here because imagine you've been doing something for 10, 15, 20 years. It's really difficult to redefine yourself and take a leap of faith into something totally different. So you need to develop those kind of seeds that you can use. And I'm going to show you some of the things I've done in my career, my life, to help me focus on the next big thing. So I talked about at the beginning about this journey that we were all on. And we're all on this path, right? The path that goes to somewhere in the end. But the path isn't this straight path that you can see on the image here. That path has a lot of twists and turns. But if we can define the path where we want to get to, then it helps us to get to that end state. That path could be demonstrated by goals. So goal setting is really important in life, in general, in personal life, and in career as well. So if you can set some personal goals and life goals for yourself, it helps to narrow your focus. So some of the key areas here that you should think about are what do you like doing, right? Write those things down on a bit of paper, because if you write it down, it's different than just keeping it in your head. You have emphasis on something you've written down and you can really get there. Identify your hates, like what do you not like doing? Not all of us like sitting in front of scripts. Not all of us like sitting in a data center. So if you write the things you don't like doing, you know that for your next career move, you're gonna disregard those things from a next potential career move. Another really important one is how can you balance work and life to fit your needs? Now, this thing is ever evolving. So as you change your life circumstances, whether it's moving to another country, taking another job, moving house, having a family, etc., etc., you need to then pivot and change that whole balance, right, to your work life. And again, wealth is not a key to your success. So a lot of people do say that wealth is their success, but it's just a part of your success. So always bear that in mind when you're considering what you should do next and how you should do it. The last point is really quite clear on here, that don't do this by yourselves. Always discuss with trusted people around you when you've got an important decision to make, whether it's at work, whether it's at home. You've got a lot of people around you, whether it's in the virtualization community, whether it's friends and family. Take the things in your head and share those ideas, because often what you'll find is a lot of people have been through similar experiences to you, and you can actually then shape how you're going to make your next move. So yeah, never do this alone. That's kind of the key premise here on this slide, is make sure you involve others. And like I said, that path can change around. So how do you go about doing this? I've talked a lot about the what it is, the why, but now it's time to think about what are the things that are going to give you some ideas and inspiration to move forward. So let's go through a few of these points. Now, these are points that have helped me, and they may be relevant to you as well. So physical, right? So having a set amount of exercise in your routine really helps your brain. So when you're doing aggressive exercise, you release these important chemicals to your brain. Now those chemicals trigger the work kind of focus in your life. So what I've seen in practice is even doing some like vigorous 10 to 15 minute exercise in the morning sets you up for the rest of the day, because those chemicals are already released into your body. Second one is meditation and mindfulness. So you think of like people dressed in all these orange suits out in the Far East, and how's this going to improve me? Like, what's it going to do for me? But do you know something? It is really powerful here. So there are a lot of different things you can do these days, whether it's applications, books, but I put there as a suggestion, 10 minutes of just having some like quiet time, especially in the morning. You'd be surprised that having 10 minutes of quiet time when you switch off from your surroundings, it really helps your brain focus. So it's just an idea here. Productivity, really, really important for everybody. Doesn't matter what career you're doing. So whether it's at work, at home, these are all really key areas where you can improve your efficiency. Now, often what I'll find is in tech, what people will do is they'll juggle multiple items, or they'll multitask. You would have heard that term so often. Multitasking is really bad. Multitasking gets you in the area where you're doing things, but you're not giving it 100% attention. So what you'll find is you drop the ball on occasion. So it's always good to focus on one or perhaps two tasks at the same time, and really make sure that you're giving that your 100% attention. Declutter your life. So what I mean there is you'll find generally around the home and at work, you'll have a lot of mess everywhere. So it makes sense to try and clean up, rationalize. Whether it's a yearly task, you've got to get rid of old junk. You just change your hardware setup. Decluttering actually helps you to focus again. Reassess your goals in life. Again, be realistic. Don't set your goal to be a CEO of a company if you're never going to achieve that, right? So we all want to be the next great Elon Musk, or we all want to be the next Mark Zuckerberg. But set something that's more realistic, and you're more likely to achieve those goals. Sleep is a really important one that I often try and practice. Again, 5+ hours of sleep is the most optimum, 5 to 7 hours. So if you can get that, that really sets you up for the next day ahead. But the really key one is do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. It's a quote that I heard a couple of years ago, but it really shows you how work can be a hobby, and it's not a task that you have to go and do it just to make ends meet. It's a very, very clear, important phrase there. So let's give you some quick resources to help you with this. There are various podcasts that I've listened to and subscribed to that will really help you. One is the Productivity Show in the US. That will really help you. It'll give you ideas on how to be productive in life. Beyond the To-Do List, and then Real Job Talk. 2 other podcasts that will help with your career, and then how to be a better person at managing efficiency and productivity. Next are meditation apps. You know, I've mentioned 2 here. I use one of these, the top one, Calm, but there's a couple there that are really, really good, and I encourage you to download and try them. Books, tons of books out there to read that will help you with this. Miracle Morning, really good. Getting Things Done, Atomic Habits, Happiness by Design. You can see the list there. But feel free to have a look at what these books are about, because they'll give you a different mindset and a different approach to life. I'll leave you with this kind of parting thought. Doing that one thing in the morning, that real positive thing, can set you up for the day, can set you up for life as well. So what I try and preach is optimism and positivity. When you do those little things in life, you really see a bigger impact later on. Thank you for your time today. And if you've got any questions after this, feel free to catch me after this, or you can catch me on social media too. Thank you.